Let's start.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hello.
How far did we get in Mason's route? Like, how much percentage-wise?
I don't know. You think I know these things? I
You
don't know
should know
these
these
things.
things. You're the one who knows this game better than I do.
I mean, this is the last route that I did that you haven't, so. And I sped through it last time because I was trying to just get my CGs back.
Yeah. Well.
I love making things worse for myself. The owner's still here, still reading a book. I still have no idea what I'm doing, and saying the word still a lot. I stand still in the doorway. Good plan.
Wait, we went back here?
Yeah, remember Avery stormed out and then walked around randomly and then ended up back in front of the store?
Oh, because they didn't want to go home because...
If they did, they wouldn't come back to work.
Yeah, right.
Because that's not a dramatic little shit thing to do when you have a fucking job.
Avery's a smart person.
I repeat, how can one single Avery be this stupid?
Oh, right, this is May.
Yep.
Close the door.
Only after the door fails to jingle does he look up. He looks like he's about to say something else, but stops. I can feel his eyes on my bandaged hand.
You're that kid from earlier. You alright? Yeah, I don't know what I did, but that guy sure didn't like it.
You know exactly what you did. You dumbass.
Okay, but I'm not going to say in front of this person, because that reveals information.
No, Avery genuinely doesn't know what they did.
That's true.
That's the problem.
Don't worry. I'm not mad or disgruntled or anything.
You're not the one that they should be worried about. Not at him, at least.
Ugh.
Avery, stop it.
I will generally be frustrated every time I have to voice some of these lines.
Yep.
Close the door.
This time I oblige and step up to the counter and get more donuts. He sets the book down and gives me his full attention.
Oh, right, I didn't get donuts.
I even reminded you.
And I forgot.
Kid. It's okay, I haven't gotten donuts either because there's no place nearby.
Yeah, I don't think there's any place nearby for me to get donuts.
I wonder if they're not normal donuts, but there's a place sort of near me. Maybe I can go there after. I don't know if they'll still be open. Oh yeah, they will still be open. They're open till 8. Great. Maybe I'll get weird donuts after.
Oh wait, that's not far. I wonder if that's still there. Huh.
Are you also looking up where to get donuts?
Apparently there's a Dunkin' down the street that I didn't know about.
Nice. See, apparently the nearest Dunkin' Donuts to me is all the way at the airport or something.
If I don't go to that one, it's a hike to get anything. Because I don't live near anything.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I live near a lot of things, but none of them have donuts.
Hopefully that Dunkin' is actually still there and Google Maps isn't lying to me.
He sets the book down and gives me his full attention.
I wanted to, apologize for causing trouble, I guess. If I was prying or something.
Should be apologizing to Mason for this.
God.
So dumb.
Don't matter to me. Sorry she got wild. Guess it happens to strays. She's sweet with me. Oh. Did you find her somewhere or adopt her or something? Don't own her or nothing. Comes and goes when she wants.
Come to think of it, how do all the employees avoid getting captured by, like, the SPCA? I'm placed into shelters or something.
Magic. Well, I mean, with Graves walking around and, like, just finding cats to bring in, doesn't seem to be too many people dealing with the strays.
Well, there can be a lot of stray cats. Anyway.
Runs off during the day, always comes back mornings and evenings. Don't know why, not like I feed her. I think I know the type. How's your hand? It wasn't a deep scratch. It's the principle, you know?
Yeah, the principle of Avery is dumb.
You think you know someone and then... So, how do you know Mason? You see her?
Oh, crap. He's sharp. No, you're just dumb.
Yeah, you're just dumb. Are you related? I see the resemblance.
Same grunt and all. I didn't know that was genetic.
My granddaughter. Didn't answer my question.
I can't really figure out is how he feels about it. Is he worried about her? Angry? Excited? I don't know!
So, Mason.
He's even harder to read than Mason.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Avery apparently can't read Mason either.
Mason's not that difficult to figure out. Avery's just dumb.
Avery be really dumb.
Avery is incredibly dumb.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Just Avery. Just
Yes.
Avery.
Avery is dumb. How can one single Avery be this stupid?
I don't know, have you seen people lately?
No. I see no one. I only see cats.
No. We work together. Yeah, she's really cool. I like her a lot.
Well, usually.
When I'm not being dumb.
Yeah.
Is that what you're calling it now? Work.
His already frosty demeanor ices over. The way he stares at me makes me nervous. What'd I say? Is it because I said I like her? I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, so you're saying you don't
really
like her?
Oh man, I gotta get my thoughts together and...
Yeah,
My voice squeaks. Keeping it real cool, Gray.
Sorry, I can't make my voice squeak on command.
Why not?
Because that's not an ability I know.
Why not?
I haven't leveled up enough for squeaking.
You should practice. Practice that squeaking.
It's also fun, you know. Another useless delinquent, huh? Like her.
What?
Causing trouble for us decent, hard-working folk. That your idea of work? Look, I think you've got the wrong idea, sir. I work at a cafe.
He's not buying it. And I threw in the sir and everything.
What'd she do? What do you mean by delinquent?
I mean, I guess it's true. Graves doesn't really run background checks before hiring them.
Wait, Grace, this was from background checks?
Nah. He studies me for what's probably the longest minute to exist in eternity. I'm not sure if he's gonna say something, or if I should say something, or if I should even move.
Or
I shouldn't move,
breathe.
right? If I ran away, I could never come back, and I'd never learn more about Mason. I'd give anything to have someone break this awkward moment.
Just ask Mason.
The worst possible someone has shown up. There she is, hackles raised.
Huh. Not like her to show up this time of day. I better go. Sorry.
I don't even have time to hope that Mason stayed behind because there she is at my feet. Should have known you'd come back. Meddling again.
Wait, you come back to finish the job?
I show off the bandage with a sneer because I'm stupid. Her tail puffs up like static. Don't do this. Not here. You want to talk so bad, we'll do it at the cafe.
Fine with me.
Says the one who was, storming out of the cafe. It's a long, silent walk back. Curiosity overtakes my anger. What
You're
happened
not a cat.
between them? Huh?
But you're not a cat.
So Avery's not gonna die?
Yay!
Yet. I'm sure it's something to do with that delinquent stuff, but I don't know where to start. The bits and pieces of possibilities swirl uselessly in my head because useless is the description of Avery.
They do stuff sometimes.
They're stupid.
They do things sometimes.
We head straight to the basement, barely sparing a nod for Hayes along the way. At least he didn't try to say anything. I wouldn't have known what to tell him. Look. Sorry. Didn't know what else to say, but I mean it. I'm sorry. I really panicked. Wow, she starts right out with that. It takes some wind out of my sails. She's not defensive or combative anymore. But please, stop pushing. You aren't gonna help.
I sort of barged in that stuff up, huh? I'm sorry. Is there anything I should know? For stuff like this, so I don't put you in a bad spot again? Though I don't know where else you'd go as a cat, so maybe it won't come up again?
Just there. Just don't go. It's gonna just cause problems.
Are you still gonna go? Are you still going to go? Yeah.
Can't see him any other way.
Your grandpa? Why not call him? I bet he misses you. Even though it didn't sound like he does. You could explain that you're busy with work or have another job and invite him to...
He wouldn't come.
I'm sure he would. You close the store for lunch, or I could cover the counter for him. That would go badly.
Yes.
I'm sure he'd make time for his...
No. He doesn't want to see me.
What? Why?
It's none of your business.
So
Just
stop
don't
pushing.
go.
Come on, Mason. I care about you a lot, and I want to help you, or at least be there for you. It's really hard when you won't tell me anything.
I reach over to put my hand on hers. She's gonna pull away any second. I know it.
Punch.
But she doesn't.
She's just looking away, like, how to handle.
She's like, what the fuck is this? Although, if you look at where the hand is, it's actually her hand over Avery's.
Yeah. You said it was nice someone wasn't afraid of you, so here I am, not being afraid. Crying. I'm super nosy. I want to know more about you.
I slip my fingers between hers. She looks away, but tentatively locks her fingers with mine. We used to be close. Eh? Me and her?
No, you idiot!
Oh, her grandpa. Of course.
Yes, you idiot!
So dumb. Wait! She's actually talking about it!
Oh my god.
I squeeze her hand in encouragement.
Oh my god, you're an idiot!
Grew up with him. Right above that corner store. We'd bake for the store together.
And now you're working a little bit away?
It was nice. When I got older, we stopped talking.
Fair.
I think he didn't know what to do with a teenager. Maybe I reminded him too much of my mom. Just turned into fights. That's all we did after a while. Started skipping school, making bad friends, getting into bad stuff. He's not stupid. He knew. We got in a real bad one, and I left. Just took my stuff and left.
Mason, so sorry.
That's what it is. Can't change the past. Drifted for a while, then thought, to hell with this. I'm gonna show him wrong and get a real job. So I came here.
And became a cat.
And I love it, but it's hard to come back, you know? I can't talk to him like that. Went to check on him one day. He was so lonely. Real happy to have company. Started talking to me. Cat me more than he had to human me. First it was about his day, achy knees, what a customer said, but later it was me. Said he missed me, but it was too late. I want to stay with him whatever way I can. Even if it's as a stray cat.
If he said he misses you, couldn't you talk to him?
I'm so sad. I'm like gonna cry. It's always worse when you're like the one voicing it.
Yes! I know from past experience!
I know you know. Thanks, Nageki. It's not that simple. You saw how mad you got when you said you're my friend.
Oh, you saw that.
So, you know, I think he misses me like I'm already lost. It's fine. I can look after him like this. Better than what we could have had if I was human. I'm not gonna try to change it. Can't afford to lose it. She pulls her hand away and shoves it back into her pocket. It's a shame. Her hands were rough, but warm. Because she's a living human.
What? I think
Mr. Skeleton Buddy over here might not have warm hands, but Mason has warm hands.
I think my hands are ice. What are you talking about? I think people say I'm a living human.
You are a living human. No, see, whenever people complain that it's cold, then they think that I'm warm. Because I'm not bothered by the cold, so my hands are fine.
Can we do BRB for a quick second? Can we do BRB for a quick second? I'll be right back.
And we're back. Ready?
Yeah.
Don't know what else to do. I should stick to cooking. At least I'm good at that.
I think you're good at more than that.
Better get back to work. Hazel burn the kitchen down.
No, Hayes! Is he really that bad?
Not as bad as you.
Ouch. Fair, but ouch. Hey!
She does the unbelievable. She cracks a smile every time they say she's smiling or laughing, and it's this face.
She's smiled a few times.
Yes, but every time it's this face, and I'm just like, why is her smile so wobbly?
Because they didn't know how to make her actually smile.
They should go see Birds of Prey. Look, that little awkward hunter smile is exactly what they need. Huntress is great. Okay, moving on.
Endorsing the movie more, aren't you?
I haven't even seen it since last time, since I haven't been out.
You haven't seen it since Tuesday.
Yep, that's right.
It's
I haven't even gone to watch it again yet.
Almost week. Gosh dang.
Yeah, I have to go through a whole week where I can't see it because my phone might go off. But thanks for reminding me to check whether I can go see it on Thursday.
Gosh.
No, I can't. The only screening's at 3:30. Damn.
I'm judging.
With a pat on my shoulder, she heads upstairs. I hear the creaking of each step, but the noise stops at the top. Avery.
Is the kitchen burned down? Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Anytime, Mason.
She keeps the menu simple, but these little tea sandwiches are delicious. She fixes one for me and I shovel it into my gaping maw during my break. She even gives me those sugar snap pea chips that I like. Wow.
Sugar snap pea chip? What?
I think I know what they're talking about, like, pea crisps.
What?
I don't know how to describe. They're basically like, do you know, like, freeze-dried fruit?
Kinda.
Okay. Now make it more fried and make it like a sugar snap pea. I'll send you pictures later.
Okay.
I salvage what I can of the day, but I'm mixing up orders while I think about Mason and her grandpa because I'm bad at my
Get good,
job.
Avery.
She thinks it's unfixable, but that can't be the case.
Stop meddling.
I know I'm being nosy.
Stop
I
meddling.
should leave her to her business, but
Stop it.
I continue messing up orders as I think up a plan
Stop it.
that she didn't ask for.
Stop it.
My tips suffered a lot today, but I think I've got an idea that'll make it worth it.
Stop it.
Did Mason stick around? I bet she didn't.
Too bad.
Sure enough, she left without as much of a word. We made a few steps forward in communication, but there's bound to be some tripping, because apparently it's the worst thing for a coworker to leave without saying bye to you.
I think it's because you're supposed to assume that because of feelings and all that.
Hayes handles kitchen cleanup. I know he offered, because things are still weird with me and Mason. Good. That clears the front for the next stage of my plan.
Stop it!
Like a secret agent, I slip upstairs and pull out the chocolate cake I've been eyeing all day.
Cake! Also, why have you been eyeing...
Secret plan! Chocolate cake. That's a good plan.
Now you're making me hungry.
Yeah, donuts, cake.
Yeah.
I think I might legitimately go get a donut after this.
I might do it tomorrow. Just because by the time we're done, the place is almost
it's a lot
closed.
later for you than it is for me.
So that might be a tomorrow thing.
I pulled out the chocolate cake. Mason considers it her specialty. I consider it heaven.
Cake is heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't like certain cakes.
What kind of vase are you?
Okay, well, I don't like cheesecakes.
Why not?
Because they don't taste right to me.
You don't like the taste of sugared up cream cheese and butter?
Yes, I don't like the taste of sugared up cream cheese. Exactly. Thank you for nailing it. Give me a chocolate cake any day.
Step 1. I box up a piece of chocolate cake.
Eee.
Step 1.5. I box up a second piece. You know,
Ooh.
for me.
Yeah.
Consider it my finder's fee if this plan works. If not, it's my preemptive consolation prize after also fucking up, like, the entire
Everything.
day of work. I shove the boxes into a to-go bag, then dump a fistful of menus on top. That's step 2, by the way. Step 3. Be cool. Be cool,
Okay,
Avery.
we already failed. We failed.
Step 3. Ah, fuck, we fucked it up already.
There's no way to be cool.
That's the hardest step so far. I finish up my closing chores and scurry home. I take the other way home. The one that doesn't put me past the corner store. Don't want to invade anyone's space. Not yet.
I'm going to kill you, Avery.
Step 4, try to sleep. Step 5, get killed by Noct before you can do anything.
Step 4, that's pretty hard.
That turns out to be harder than the last step.
Yeah.
And the last step was try to be cool. Ugh.
That's impossible.
So I guess sleep is also impossible. I can't stop thinking about Mason. Maybe I am meddling too much?
Yes, Avery. Why don't you think of that before?
But anything's gotta be better than what they're doing now. Neither of them are gonna take the first step. This has to be the right thing.
I'm gonna kill them.
How
They're
can
gonna
one
die.
single Avery be this stupid?
I'm going to kill Avery.
Step 5, sleep in. I do that part real well. I don't process my alarm until the 3rd time it goes off. Good thing the cafe is lax about attendance. Anyway, it's part of the plan. I promise.
Well, I don't believe you.
I eat my slice of cake for breakfast. Now that I reread this, every time I'm just like puzzled after being informed that white people do not eat cake for breakfast. And white people do not consider cake to be an appropriate breakfast.
Says who?
Multiple people?
I would eat cake for any meal, as long as it's not cheesecake.
Yeah, gotta make sure it's still good the next day. Trust me, it is.
But
So
no,
that's...
I can see why people would say that. White people would say that.
So that's step whatever.
25.
The higher my number of steps gets, the more my heart pounds. And then my Fitbit yells at me. With joy. Gotta get that heart rate up.
Gotta exercise.
I really hope this works.
It won't. Trust me, it won't.
Okay, the actual step 6. Once I'm 100% sure Mason's left for work. That was the sleeping in part, see? I slip into the corner store. Sure enough, her grandpa's there, reading the paper. He glances up, but scowls and returns to the sports page.
I'm gonna kill Avery. Avery's gonna die. We're not gonna do Landry's route because Avery's gonna be dead.
That's a different Avery. That's a different universe. Here goes nothing!
So, he got off on a bad foot the other day. I wanted to clear things up by meddling.
Yep.
What do you care about some old man's opinion? Don't care about you one way or another. But I care about what you think I'm doing.
Oh, Avery, what do you think you're doing?
What do you think Mason's doing?
I see where Mason got that glower from. It sends a chill down my spine.
Get out.
I can do this. I can stand my ground.
Better take a quick drink.
Is it alcoholic?
Yes, it is. Because I need it to get through this. Okay, I will.
Hey, if we go fast enough, we can finish Mason's today.
Yeah.
And then we'll be on to the next route of stupidity.
We have 2 more words of stupidity left. I just wanted to give you something first. It's from her, even though it's not. From our work.
I put the to-go bag on the counter and scoot it toward him.
It's from yesterday, so the icing's a little crunchy, but it's still good. I should know. I had some.
So dumb.
What do you expect? When they're meddling this much? When they're not supposed to be meddling?
I just meant like, I should know, I had some!
Not from that piece, of course. I include the menus if you want to see what we do. It's Cat Cafe. If you like strays, you might like our cats too.
I've deflected his glare from me to the to-go bag. He's staring so hard I think it might catch fire. I put the menu next to the bag, but he doesn't move.
He's a witch!
No, we're a witch. His gaze sneaks over the menu. I guess it's time to enact Step 7. Withdraw coolly!
Failed. Okay, that's all. Bye!
Well, Avery got half of it.
Oh, go now, like you said. Bye!
So coolly. Yep, that was cool. No use worrying anymore, I guess. I completed my big plan. The final step is to see what happens. I wonder what he's thinking. Is he happy that Mason's got a good job now? Does it matter if he's still mad? I hope I did the right thing.
You did it!
Reese and Landry's heads snap up as they hear the door.
Oh, Avery, thank goodness. I was worried something had happened to you.
After all, you're the only employee that's actually capable of calling in sick.
It's actually what?
Actually capable of calling in sick?
That is true. That is very true.
2 tardy workers in a week. I'll have to talk to Graves about tightening that absence policy.
It's no big deal, Reese. As long as nothing happened.
Plus, it's not like you have customers anyway. It's not a jelly donut day.
Ooh. You okay, Avery? Ouch. Yeah, sorry. I slept through my alarm, but I'm here and ready to go.
Well, It's not entirely a lie, right?
Stop lying. Mason's here, right? Everything okay? Yeah, I thought she was getting sick yesterday, but she said she feels fine. She's making some amazing pumpkin soup today. You should try. You should try it.
Don't dip your grubby paws in the stock pot until you're on break.
Yeah.
Beyond that initial fuss, it's a quiet day. Making it feel 10 million times longer by spending my time staring at the door.
You should stop that, Avery.
You should do your job.
Well, if nobody's in.
Is he gonna show up?
No!
You're right. There are no customers in this entire view. That's true. Is Mason gonna get mad if he does?
Yes!
Ah!
Ah!
I was so distracted, I almost tripped over Marina. At least she's looking out when I'm not. Judging by that sound, I think it's more likely that you actually did trip over Marina.
Avery.
Sorry, buddy. I give her some extra catnip in apology, but I should know by now that starts a feeding frenzy around these parts. Before I know it, I'm up to my neck in cats. Hash Browns is practically climbing up my pants to get the jar out of my hands. Then, I hear it. The door. The first customer we've had all day. I nearly dropped the jar. It's him! He actually came! I'm so excited. I'm so nervous.
This is gonna start a fight.
I slammed the catnip jar on the table and wade through the circling cats to get to the door before Landry. I'm just like, you know Mason works in the back, right?
I think Avery does know that.
Is Avery going to drag Mason out here? Physically drag her while she's doing her job?
Yes.
I'm still wondering how they all get paid.
Through catnip. Welcome. Welcome, sir. I'm happy to see you. Just coffee. Ah. You got it. Here, come take a seat. Kick up your heels and relax.
He doesn't do that last part, but he at least follows me to the seat closest to the kitchen and settles in.
What kind of coffee would you like? We have all sorts of varieties, compliments of our furry stuff. Do you like espresso, cappuccinos, flat whites, macchiatos?
Mochachinos.
Mochachinos? Punkacchinos?
Macchiato is spelled with an M-A.
I don't know. I can't read.
Mochaccino is a cappuccino, but with mocha.
I can't read.
And I think punkacchino is made up. But now I'm going to look it up.
Of course you are.
Look, if there is a legitimate drink named punkacchino, I know what my new order is going to be.
A punkacchino? Because of the word punk?
Oh, it's not. I think they're they're obviously making a play on the word punk. But the thing that comes up is the Dunkin' Donuts Dunkachino, which is pretty good, but it's very, very sweet. But also, Avery, why are you bringing up punks when you finally got him to come? Still don't know much about coffee, and I'm nervous, okay? So I rambled a bit and brought up punks to her grandfather, who still thinks she is one.
You mean she isn't?
No, she is working a legitimate job, which just turns her into a cat at night.
Can punks not work jobs?
No, the point is that they're delinquents.
Just coffee. Nothing fancy. You got it, sir. It's on the house, by the way. Make sure to do that family discounts. In that case, give me that soup too. The special. Coming right up.
I'm like, this has to be coming out of Avery's paycheck, except I still don't know how they get paid, so.
Via paycheck. Hey, Avery can cash in a paycheck.
True. I'm like...
Also, direct deposit exists.
Yeah, but it wasn't part of the initial paperwork. Also, I'm kind of doubtful whether Graves, like, has direct deposit set up under anything. Because, like, you'd have to work with some kind of...
That's true.
Like, software or something to set that up. And Graves seems like he wouldn't have that. I bound into the kitchen like I'm breaking up a wedding at the end of a rom-com. I want to tell her so bad.
Don't do it.
Don't run in my kitchen.
Don't do it. I'm sorry. Just a little wound up. We've got a special guest.
Don't care about celebrities.
Don't use that face game.
It's Avery's favorite face.
Oh, it's something different. You'll see.
Order up.
Okay, thanks, bye.
God. I grab the tray and careen back onto the floor.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Oh, hey, Magic's here. Hi, Magic.
Oh, hi, Magic. Is it a good face, though?
It's
it makes me
dumb
laugh. So I
face,
guess it's a good
because
face.
how can one single Avery be this stupid? It's only one Avery. How can one Avery be this dumb?
We're constantly yelling at Avery, as you can tell, because Avery is Avery.
Meddling dumbass.
Other than that, we're good, I assume.
Mason's grandpa barely even looks up when I set the coffee and soup before him. It's a shame. I put a real good flourish on it, too. He does notice that I can't stop staring at him as he sips his coffee, because that's not creepy at all.
Close your mouth unless you want to catch flies. Right. Like before.
I busy myself by aggressively cleaning all the tables around him.
Oh my gosh, Avery!
He stares at first, but gets used to it and ignores me. He's just silently eating soup with a stone-faced stare into the distance. Is he watching the cats? I'm gonna pretend he's watching the cats. I see him push the bowl away. I pounce! So dumb.
Best way to eat soup. By staring at cats? Is that the best way to eat soup?
What?
By staring at cats?
Well, you have to stare at the cats because otherwise the cats might come and try to eat your soup.
Why would cats come and eat soup? Why would the cats come and eat soup?
Because cats always want to come and eat your food.
Oh?
You say that like it's surprising that pets try to eat human food.
No, not at all. Why would they ever want to do that?
Like, almost every time I cook, as soon as I leave the kitchen, the cats try to get at my plate. In fact, they try to get at me while I'm cooking. But then I don't give them any. Not for kitties.
What do you think? Tastes familiar. Gosh dang it, Avery. Well, that's great. I'll get the chef so you can pay your compliments to her.
Just leave.
Just leave. Just leave, Grandpa.
Or don't stick around to hear him object.
Why, Avery? Why? Mason! Hey! Hey, Mason!
What? I'm right here.
Hey! 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 Hey!
Hey, listen!
No Nobby here. Please, no Nobbies. Oh. Okay, a customer wants to talk to you about the food, of course.
What? They got a problem? Ain't no problems with my cooking.
No, I think you liked it.
God, Avery. This is so forced.
Come on!
I grab her hand and pull her out of the kitchen.
Told ya. Told ya.
I barely got her out of the kitchen when I feel her freeze. She's suddenly as heavy and still as a statue.
Save, magic save. I don't got that confidence.
You just gotta drop out of school, become a delinquent, and also have first learned all of your cooking from your grandparents.
My grandparents don't cook.
I'm not gonna comment about mine. Her grandpa looks just as shocked. An eternity passes. I feel like I'm gonna melt caught between their stairs. Because I put myself between their stairs, because I forced this to happen. Mason looks pretty angry. Maybe I messed up. Maybe this is a mistake.
This is a mistake.
She opens her mouth to say something.
You took my recipe.
Just doing what you taught me.
Been here all this time.
Yeah.
Got your cake yesterday. The chocolate one.
That was this morning.
It was yesterday.
That was this morning.
Apparently
That was literally
yesterday.
like 4 hours ago.
Apparently it was yesterday.
Fucking.
Still making the icing too sweet. Come over and I'll show you how to make it again. Ah.
Mason's never been one for a lot of words, but now she looks like she's lost all of them.
Time works differently in cat cafes, especially when you become cats.
Yep.
Time loses all meaning.
She stares at me, dumbfounded, then back at her grandpa. I better get back to work.
Did I drive you off? Didn't mean to push you away. I was scared. Lost too many people like that, so I went too tough. Regret it every day.
Thank you, Mog, for your incredible contribution to this game.
Mog just wants to meow.
You're like, yeah, you're too hard. You're too hard on me. Meow.
Gosh dang
Come on.
cats.
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
What are you laughing at?
So if I hold up my hand and it's higher than Mog can reach, then he like does a little jump off his back paws to shove his face at my hand.
So he jumps to headbutt your hand.
Not exactly jumps, but like he gets on his back legs and like extends upwards.
So he stands to headbutt your hand.
Yes. He looks like a little otter.
Why are you such a cat mom?
Because I have 2 of them.
Oh, that's so cute.
It is cute. Thank you, Magic.
What? I'm just judging you, like I do about everything.
And sometimes if I hold my finger out, he poops his own nose against it.
My gosh. What, you didn't teach that to him?
Huh?
What, you didn't teach it to him?
Cat people unite! I mean, I booped his nose a lot when he was a kitten, so I guess maybe he just... Maybe I've just trained him to booping his own nose.
But what about puppers?
Huh?
Puppers are cute.
Okay, but kitties.
But puppers!
Wasn't you. I was bullheaded, too stubborn. Wanted to prove himself and let pride get the best of me.
Now that's a smile. Jeez.
Her grandpa does something I've never seen from him before. He smiles really fucking widely.
That is a smile.
That is a smile. That's a better smile than Mason gets, technically. His eyes glimmer a bit, in a glossy sort of way. Maybe it's the light.
How can you tell when his eyes are closed?
Yes. He clears his throat. I gotta work. Mason turns and takes unsteady steps towards the kitchen.
Key lime pie. Make me key lime pie tomorrow. You know it's my favorite.
Mason freezes in place. It's gotta be the lighting. Her eyes are also glittering when she turns around. Yeah, that's just the lighting. Stop it, Avery. Yeah. And with a forced march, she disappears back into the kitchen.
Are we gonna get punched later?
Hmm?
Are we gonna get punched later?
Probably not, but we would deserve it.
You would deserve it.
I heave a sigh of relief, which is enough to remind her grandpa that I'm here.
When I was yelling at Avery for meddling, I just thought of Kingdom Hearts. No meddling! World order!
Sorry, you gotta say it more of a Donald Duck voice.
Sorry, I can't do a Donald voice!
Why not?
Because I can't. I'm not a voice actor.
You voice act this every, half a week.
Not a voice actor. You.
Yeah, read your fucking lines.
What's your name?
Ah! Am I in trouble?
Yes. Avery, sir. Avery.
What a terrifying smile.
That's okay, Sharky. You're a great streamer.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Magic. Thank you. I think we need a bonehead to get moving.
Bonehead?
Anytime?
Being a bonehead is our job.
Yay! I'm just glad. I hope this means you'll talk more. Oh my gosh, Mog.
He's reaching for the door handle. You know what that means? That
Throw him in
means
the
it's
bathroom?
time for a field trip to the bathtub. Let's go, Mog.
It's punishment time.
Hmm?
It's punishment time.
It's not really punishment.
Voice acting from the cat.
See, I'm telling you, he just wants to be part of the stream too. But he's not very good at reading English, so he just kind of randomly meows. But he's trying. He's trying his best. He's trying his best. right, honey. Let's go.
The cat needs to get better.
Hey, I mean, he reads about as well as you.
Ouch. I mean, you're right, but ouch.
Did you read your grunt?
Yes! You weren't listening because Tumag was too busy going, meow, meow.
Yeah, well, now he's meowing from the bathtub. But that's okay. And now he's running back into the room. Hi, Mog.
You said this was on the house, right? Yep, you got it. Good, because I got no money. Come by sometime and I'll repay the favor.
Free donuts!
Donut! You like donuts?
Donuts! Free donuts!
Yeah! Love them, sir!
Got that face.
I laugh every time I see it. I can't help but laugh.
But we don't need free donuts. Mason offered to make us donuts.
But double the donuts.
God damn it.
You can't turn down double the donuts. Love them, sir.
Are we even capable of eating double the donuts?
Yes. Have you met Avery?
They're not pizzas.
They're the pizza pastries?
No.
Darn. Good.
Pizza crust is already a bread.
And the frosting is like the cheese and sauce.
I didn't know that you liked eating your bread with cheese and sauce and frosting. I didn't know you put frosting on your bread.
Good. Now I've got to get back to work. Can't keep the store closed. Could get used to taking lunch breaks, though. Bye, Avery.
That fake family discount is about to be becoming very expensive for Avery.
Very what?
Very expensive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, if it's coming out of their paycheck.
It's gotta be coming out of someone's paycheck.
Graves's.
Graves doesn't get a paycheck.
Shh. But also, we should get punched by Mason for meddling. Because we shouldn't be meddling. Bye!
He's gone and out the door before I realize I should have asked his name too. Shit.
He's Grandpa!
Ah, crap. Guess I'll ask next time I see him. Or we could just ask Mason.
Right after Mason punches us.
I should go check on the other bonehead. Me.
I should go check up on myself.
Yep. Mason's hunched over the counter, hands balled up into fists.
Ready for punching.
Is she mad? At me?
Mason?
She starts and turns away to stir the soup. She's adamant about looking away, no matter how hard I try to get her attention.
So stop bothering her.
I really got your nose into this one. Couldn't leave it alone, could you? Just had to keep prying.
Even though I said not to. I know I probably should have left it alone, but what if you never reconciled? I couldn't stop thinking about it because I'm nosy. Like, what if it stayed as a lonely old guy with a cat he doesn't know is his granddaughter? That's too sad.
Are you next going to tell him that that cat is Mason?
Yes! Apparently we are.
That's wrong, Mom.
Meow.
Oh boy, you're so confused. Come on.
What is he confused about?
He's
What is he
confused why he's not being let out yet, but too bad.
Well, you should love your cat more.
I love my cat a lot. I love my cat so much that you complain when I, am stuck in bed because I'm cuddling with him.
Okay, well, when you're doing that at like 5 o'clock.
Hmm?
When you're doing that at like 5 o'clock and we stream in 30 minutes.
I also do that when I'm going to bed, when I'm waking up in the morning for work, and when I go to and from nap time.
I know it's
And sometimes if I'm trying to read a book.
I know it's going to be a long path from here, but...
So nosy. So pushy. I freeze. My heart is going to jump out of my throat.
When
I don't know how to react to that. My fight or flight instinct is going wild. But then she looks up. Logically, I know she has emotions besides scowling, but seeing such a genuine smile from her, which for some reason is still wobbly. Look at it. It's so wobbly.
They can't roll a straight smile.
Is this why her tail is crooked? Because her smile is crooked.
Oh my gosh. But also crying.
Yeah. But also, she's supposed to be prepping food, and we don't want to get tears into the food.
It will just taste a little salty.
It's such a pleasant surprise. I'm pretty sure that's against health code.
It is very against health code.
This isn't the KFC game. We can't be breaking health code everywhere, okay?
What? But battle axes.
That's not the health code issue.
But cocaine.
That's a health code issue.
Tell that to Coke back in the day.
I can't help but smile back. You stubborn idiot. Thank you.
Of course. Glad I could be an idiot for good for once.
So dumb. She's actually laughing? She is! She's laughing at me! Yay!
Hey,
Before I can say anything.
admits they're stupid, though.
She turns away. I'm never gonna forget that expression. Good, because it's already gone. Maybe she used to smile like that all the time. I hope I get to see it more often. Get back to work. Day's not over yet.
Aw, hope you have a good day at work, Magic.
Aw, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, see you later. You too. If you slack off, I'm gonna steal all the Mont Blanc?
Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc.
It's a pastry with chestnuts, I believe.
I've never heard of it.
Kind of cool looking.
Send me a picture later.
I'm gonna send you a picture now.
Send me a picture later.
I'm gonna send you a picture now.
Send me a picture with the other stuff you need to send me a picture of.
Sure, I'll do both of them right now.
No! Let's go farther in the route.
Now.
We need to go farther in the route.
We will. As soon as I send this to you.
Oh my gosh.
Mont Blanc.
Looks like a tiny cupcake.
Hmm?
Looks like a tiny cupcake.
Kind of, I guess.
I don't know what you expected from me.
Here's a picture of those sugar snap pea chips from earlier.
Do they also look like a tiny cupcake?
No, they don't.
Interesting. Interesting.
You don't even like the Mont Blanc.
Well, we'll see about that.
You don't even like it, though. You dumbass. I stupidly putter around for the rest of the day. I barely even register what's happening. After a stress drain like that, nothing else could possibly get me all worked up again. Famous last words. Mason calls me to the kitchen at the end of the day. I bet she needs me to lend my muscle to scrubbing the soup out of the stock pot.
We have no muscle.
Wait, I'm the worst person to ask. I have negative muscle.
Ooh, that's impressive.
Instead, I see her at the counter with two to-go bags.
Huh? What's all this?
Couple of things. First, cookies for Granddad. Will you go with me to take him to him? I can't carry him.
It'll be hilarious seeing a cat strut in with to-go bags.
It's too tall for her to carry in her mouth, you know?
Carry him on her back?
That seems slippery.
Oh yeah, you gonna go hang out there after work?
Of course. The second one's for you. I made you dinner. So stop ordering takeout.
No!
You're gonna get scurvy if you keep eating nothing but pizza.
Aw, thank you. Pizza contains all the food groups, so I'd be fine, but I appreciate it.
God damn it, Avery. So dumb. There's one more thing. Before I can even move my lips to form a question, she grabs my shoulders and pushes me into the wall. She's not too forceful, but it doesn't stop the pathetic yelp of surprise as I make impact. Please yelp.
Yelp?
Please make a pathetic yelp of surprise.
Does not compute.
Yelp.
Yelp.
Yes, pull up the Yelp app.
I don't even have that app. I keep my phone clean out of most apps.
Yeah, I only finally downloaded it like a couple months ago. Is this going where I think it's going? Yeah, it's a shakedown.
Give me all your money.
Yep. That's a shakedown right there. She needs to bend to kiss me because they are short.
They're so tiny.
But I like that. I like all of this a whole lot, actually. Her kiss feels like she's trying to force me into the wall. This is going to be a lot to keep up with. But I like that, too. Come on. Let's go. She pulls away and drops the to-go bags in my hands. Her steps take her to the threshold of the door where she stops, waiting for me.
You got it.
I barrel out the back door. A moment later, I feel a cat land on my shoulder. Oh, that's cute.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how she jumped that high, but it is Mason. She's capable of anything.
Including murder.
Yep, that too.
Oh, all right, to Grandpa's. Can I call him Grandpa? She didn't say no.
That's the point.
Blank!
Loading! I'm walking on the sun with the stars on my shoulders and the wind in my hair. Or some other complicated metaphor.
Gosh dang, now I'm gonna need to listen to All Star. Not All Star, Smash Mouth.
Oh.
You skipped!
Yeah, because this one stays the same. But anyway. Mason still hasn't. She spends the next couple days in cat time at her grandpa's. I don't get why she doesn't pull an all-nighter and break the curse already. Then she could see him as a human instead. But what do I know? I've already meddled enough. Yes, you have! Anyway, it's not that she's not studying. Ever since I brought the book in, I catch her reading from time to time. Usually it's right before she catches me sneaking a little snack. I like to sneak kisses too, but that's a whole other thing. Ha ha! Every night is date night here. She teaches me how to cook dinner, and I read to her as we eat. It's nice. Tonight, we're getting a late start. I hope she stops messing with the stove soon. I'm getting hungry. Well, Avery? No. Technical difficulties.
But
Technical difficulties have been resolved. We're back.
You kept continuing, so I was so confused.
Sorry, it didn't hang up on my end. It said I was still in the call, but the stream was like fucked up. And then when I left the call, it claimed to be fine, but not really. So I restarted Discord.
Okay.
But anyway, we're back. Now read your line.
I can.
Sure you can. It's on the Twitch by now.
Okay, but like...
See, sure you can. Here's what you
broken?
missed, okay? Where did you drop?
After you didn't read the line about Mochi.
Oh, well, this is all the stuff you've missed.
Something about she's been reading the book?
I like to sneak kisses too, but that's a whole other thing. Ha 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 ha.
Dang it.
Hope she stops messing with the stove soon. I'm getting hungry and I'm not helping her.
Do you think Avery can help with the stove? Is it broken or something?
Crappy old thing. Pilot's out.
Oh no, we can't fly! Oh. That's bad, right?
Won't turn on without it.
So definitely bad.
She disappears beneath the stove.
Oh no, Mason's been eaten.
There's some rustling, some clanging, and a snap. Not like a broken snap, a finger snap. Then Mason's back. What's she so pleased about? Better.
Oh good. What'd you do?
She snaps again. What? Did a spark shoot from her finger? Little trick I picked up. I hit her playfully on the arm. God, her biceps are steel cables.
Mason, oh my god. You're holding out on me. When are you going to tell me about that?
What, this? She snaps again.
So she's a lighter.
A tiny blue flame leaps from her hand.
So she's a lighter.
Needed the pilot lit.
My god, let's make something extra delicious to celebrate. By let's make something, I mean you make something.
No, let's make something. Because after a celebratory dinner where I burned the chicken enough that I wonder if I've got fire magic too, we head out. Let's make something. For me to fuck up. And then...
Want me to give you a ride to your grandpa's?
No. I'll walk.
Alright, you go on ahead.
Mason steps out of the cafe. She doesn't transform. Huh.
What? Wait, don't just talk. What'd you do?
Dunno. Broke it.
Ah! Mason! You did it! We did it! Even though you did it.
Oh, look at her. She can't hide that smile from me.
Yes, she can. Okay, well, to celebrate, I'm gonna walk with you to the store, and I'm gonna hold your hand the whole way.
Huh. Sure. To way later than when I usually leave. Usually the sunset's still peeking through the city skyline, but tonight the moon's already high. Back home, the crickets would be chirping full force right now. They get super noisy this time of year. Car noises echoed from the main roads are close enough. Mason and I split when we approach her grandpa's store. Just for a bit. I want to see him in person.
Tell him I said hi!
She gives me a quick fumbling kiss and marches to the door. She's so awkward, I love it. I head toward my house, thoughts full of my cute crush. Can I call her my girlfriend yet? and whatever she'll make for
No.
lunch tomorrow. Maybe I can convince her to make a pizza, like a healthy one. They make those.
Gosh dang it, Avery.
As I round the corner, I skip, because this is the same every time.
Blah, 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 blah. You gonna die.
Graves, cane sword. Rah. Bye, Graves.
Don't you worry, kid. I'll catch up.
So, why exactly does he want the cafe?
That will probably be explained in Grace's route.
Like, it sounds like he wants revenge and all, right?
Maybe getting the cafe is a way of revenge? Maybe
He already
property is
defeats Graves, which is
Well,
where I'm
maybe-
like,
Maybe getting property means something in the witchy world?
Noct's words haunt me as I run the best I can on my sore ankle. It hurts with every step, but I can't stop.
We'll find out eventually. And by eventually, I mean next
I know
year.
what'll happen next. I'm gonna keep running, twist my leg again like some crappy horror movie, then I'm gonna get followed to death. I put my head down as I turn a corner and run straight into someone.
Ah!
Before I can fall, strong arms wrap around me and hold me close. Avery?
Mason! Oh my god, Mason.
I throw my arms around her neck and bury my face against her chest. I take a few sharp gasps to catch my breath.
Graves, some guy came after me and my foot got stuck and I twisted my ankle and now Graves is fighting. He's gonna lose.
Her eyes narrow and her grip tightens. Where?
A few blocks away from my apartment.
What's she planning? Can't be good. I forgot to mention that it's a magic battle. I'm about to ask, but she plants a kiss on my forehead and guides me to the curb. Stay here. Then she runs. Toward the fight.
Mason, no!
I scramble to my feet and rush after her. They're right about adrenaline. It does take the edge off pain. I think I'm about running out. I think I'm using all the adrenaline my body will ever make. I almost run into Mason again.
Ah! Sorry, I apologize.
But then I see what she's looking at.
Oh.
Is that really him?
This is the first time.
Did he really lose? He can't. He's Graves. He's the mastermind.
Is this
He
the
can't
first
become a
time
crappy rust statue.
We're the ones who walked in on it? Do we ever see this in the other routes?
I guess not, because it's usually always the...
Reese and Landry.
Yeah, well, usually you get back to the cafe first.
And then we reach out to person.
And then everyone else comes in because the curse has been broken. What the hell?
Oh, well, we do see it if we die. No. Graves, no. We have to get out of here.
Way to skip over her name.
Mason, we have to get out of here. Real sweet of you to come back. Heard something about a contract transfer, but that ain't important now. Figure I'll clean up all these loose ends tonight. Don't even gotta tire myself out. Come here, kitten.
I'm just like, do you really want to be talking that way to Avery when Mason can snap you in half?
Yeah, but like, he just assumes rusting Mason's not gonna take too long.
Yes, but also, like, what a way to talk in front of their girlfriend.
Give me the fight he didn't give.
Mason steps between us.
Oh, crap.
Wham! She has a hell of a right hook. I don't think Not expected anything like that. He takes the hit square on his jaw and topples like a domino. I think he's out cold.
Mason! Just sucker punched a witch.
Mason cracks her knuckles. Shouldn't have tried to touch you.
That's not gonna be enough. He's gonna wake up sooner or later. What are we gonna do?
She scoops me in her arms with no more difficulty than if she was picking up a cat. She runs. It's just a great mental image. Just scoop, run. Like, really picture that. She's just...
Scoop in what way?
I'm assuming that Mason's like princess carrying you and just sprinting down the alley. Scoop, run.
Well, you're as light as a feather, apparently.
With no more difficulty than if she was picking up a cat.
Oh, yes, we weigh the same as a cat.
Yep. Mason doesn't stop until we reach the door. She doesn't put me down until we're inside. She's winded when she sets me on the couch. She flops down next to me and lets her head fall back, taking deep, heavy breaths.
You didn't have to carry me all this way.
Of course I did. Just give me a sec.
Okay. I'm gonna lock the door and get you some water.
Holy crap. Now that I've had a few minutes to let everything catch up, my ankle hurts like hell. What a good thing that Mason carried us all this way. What?
Mary?
I tried to say Mason and Carrie together too fast.
Ah, yes, Mary.
Yep. I try to hobble to the door, but it flies open before I have the chance. I ready myself to fight a murderer armed with a bat, but it's...
Finley?
I think this is the first time you're going to be voicing her this route.
Yes! Yes, it is, and I have to remember her voice. You guys, oh my god! The curse!
She grabs my hand and does a little dance, but stops when I wince in pain.
Ooh, sorry, sweetie. You okay? Did you twist your ankle? Yeah. What's this about the curse? It's broken! We're all human again! Of course, I'll miss my jelly donut fame, but I'll live. Ooh, what's our new vlog? What's wrong? You look real messed up about it. It's Graves. The curse must have broken because something happened to him.
We saw what happened to him. Avery. Graves! What happened? Where is he? And suddenly, everyone is here. The curse must have broken for everyone at once. This should be good news, but...
Oh, Reese. It's bad. He's still out there, I think.
Well, no shit, because you had to leave him behind.
Well, who knows? Maybe Knock did something. While he was
Still out there where? He lunges, but Mason intercedes. Stop. They're injured. What happened to him? You have to tell me what happened.
Someone attacked us. I have no idea who he was, but he had a grudge against Graves. His name was Not, I think?
I don't know who that is. What happened then?
That guy I think he beat Braves.
Reese clutches at his chest. He looks like he might fall over and pass out. I reach out to ease him to the seat, but he swats me away. I knew it. I knew he was going to get in over his head. I knew another witch was on his tail, but he told me to stay out of it. Damn it! I could have helped. Why didn't he let me help? Reese sinks into the couch and slams the armrest with his fist. Beating on furniture isn't going to do anything, but if that helps him feel better. He sinks his fingers into the cushion and looks hard at the floor. His eyes gloss over. He's holding back tears with everything he's got. I feel really bad. For all his blustering, Reese admired Graves a lot. I think he was the only one of us who really did. I guess now, after Graves saved me like that, I kind of do too.
But Graves isn't just the boss who doesn't show up.
Too little too late, I suppose.
So... now what happens? What do we do?
We avenge him. Of course. We kill Noct.
Whoa. That's a bit extreme.
All's fair in a duel. That's what this guy wants, that's what he gets. When he comes for the cafe, I'll take it back from him.
Comes for the cafe? Why would he do that?
When a witch defeats another in a duel, they take the loser's property. But he'll have to beat me to get it.
Oh, Landry showed up.
Yeah, they said they all showed up.
Is Graves really dead? I don't know if Noct's intent was to kill him.
Damn.
It.
Now Landry's the one who looks pissed. This is kind of scary. I've never seen him do anything but laugh and smile before, so it's almost as jarring as seeing Reese cry.
Magic is a scourge. This always happens when you get too close.
Reese's head snaps up. What do you know about magic? You haven't studied. Hayes readies himself with wide eyes, his mouth pursed, like the conversation is a game of double dutch played with live wires.
What is it? Why does everybody keep talking about magic?
Oh yeah, we haven't really heard from Hayes this entire time either.
Hayes is just in the kitchen.
He's just there for a lot of the conversations.
The same with Landry and Finley and Reese, because we never really talked to Reese either. Was Graves cursed too? He must have been, right? It all sounds so unreal still. Are you sure it's magic?
Of course it is. How else would this be happening? But he was too strong to get cursed. That part was just us.
But he wasn't too strong to not curse us.
Does that matter now? He's gone. And this Noct is gonna be here to take everything else too. He spits the name like it's profane. Reese launches himself from the chair and storms to the door. He puts his hand in his pocket like he's concealing a weapon.
How would he just take the cafe? That's not how property works. Like, there are, like, deeds and stuff.
Not that I know much more about it than that, but I'm pretty sure my parents didn't kill a witch to buy their house. Of course it's more complicated. I don't exactly have time to explain which territories. Just know that when you're defeated in a duel, you give your property to the winner. So unless Graves gave it away before the fight, Noct owns the cafe now! I remember Graves grabbing my hand and staring through me. I remember his words.
I think he did.
I'm gonna skip over this part because I feel like it's the same every time.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any difference.
There, okay. But Avery was there. That's all that matters. Should be happy Nock doesn't get it, right? Besides, they might be a baby, but I trust them. Taught me, after all. When Mason talks, everyone listens. Even Reese.
Oh.
She wraps her arm around my shoulders, and it feels good to lean on her and feel her there.
Reese is right, though. I am stumbling through it. So I need help, I think. I don't really know what to do next.
Don't know that guy's deal, but I don't think he's satisfied with just taking out graves. He's gonna come back to finish the job. Panic rises in my throat, but she gives my shoulder a reassuring squeeze. Don't know about all you, but I won't let that happen. You know I'm going to help, but only if you promise to help me recover graves.
Of course, it's the least we can do. I'll go with you, Reese. I don't think Avery should be going out right now if they're a target for this guy. You should stay here under guard for now. We'll take care of everything. You just rest up, okay? What about Mochi? Someone has to get my cat. That guy knows where I live. What if he takes Mochi hostage? Chill, Avery. I'll get him. Operation Fat Cat Drop accepted. Okay. But when I get back, you better show me this magic you're apparently teaching everyone else. Yes, Mason, and only Mason, is everyone else. Can't believe you held out on me, even though we didn't talk at all. Yep. Jeez! I can patch up your ankle, but after that, I'd like to learn some more about magic too. Because apparently everyone else is learning it. Dot dot dot. What a great line. Dot dot dot. I don't relish the idea, but I should at least sit in. I'm in this too. Wow, the most receptive Elandria has been in any route. Yeah. When Mason talks, everyone else listens. Well, they're all in this. This is the only route where they're all like, okay, yeah, we should know this. They're like, oh fuck, Mason talked. Okay, we gotta listen to her. Otherwise, she's gonna snap our necks. Guys. I'm just okay there? Yeah, I'm yawning. I'm tired. It's late. It's not that late. It's late. It's not that late even for you. I mean, I also did go to sleep like way too late last night. Why? Because reasons. I'm just some scrub kid. You don't have to do this for me. They're not. They're doing it for Graves. Of course we do. Yeah. Him our scrub kid. We stick together through thick and thin, us cursed cats, even though you're not cursed. Tears of gratitude sting my eyes. Skipping. She smirks at me, or more accurately, at the dumb, gawking face I'm making. Bag of ice. Rest. He was a scout. Cat distress. I feel a hand gently brush hair from my face. I don't need to open my eyes to know it's Mason. No, it's Hayes. I sigh and wriggle further down into the couch.
Oh. She doesn't sit. Instead, she kisses my forehead and I hear her step back to the door. Back to her vigil. I shoot awake when I hear the door fly open. Is it knocked? Did he come right through the front door? Can witches come in uninvited? Or is that vampires? Oh, it's Finley again. And now we're back to skipping. Come on, Mog. Don't you want to voice Mochi? He's just as whiny.
Why?
Now Mog's like looking away from me. Come on, Mog, it's your lane. It's your lane.
It's not gonna.
Oh, now he's just licking himself.
Can't force it.
Okay, well, if I just sit here talking for long enough and ignoring him, he'll start whining again.
Continue!
He'll start whining again.
Continue! Stop it! Meh, whiny little cat.
Oh. Yes. I glance to the door and find Mason's strong back. Someone else he can't use against me. Mason's way too strong for him. Maybe this time she'll make him run off for good. If he even tries it. Maybe he's already scared off. That was a strong-ass punch. I can't help but smile. Maybe, when this is all over, she can teach me how to box.
Nah.
I see movement in front of the cafe. Is it? No, there's too many people for it to be knocked. Anyway, I know that hat anywhere. And now we continue skipping forward.
He's a gnome. There's Dracula. See? Mason gets it.
Here's a line for you.
Just take the time to study properly.
Nope.
I need a nap. Take the cats downstairs, guard shifts, they're all gonna die.
Okay. I'm surprised Mason doesn't volunteer. I feel her hand on my shoulder. She looks tired, but I think Mason is tougher than sleep itself. Come on, I'll help you upstairs.
Mason will punch sleep in its face.
Yep. Now
Thank
you voice the line.
Told you.
Well, I told you that if I just kept talking and ignoring him, he would eventually say it.
You can't wait on the line for like 30 minutes.
That was not 30 minutes. Mog is way too whiny for it to take 30 minutes. Come on now. That was like 3 minutes.
Thank you.
She scoops me in her arms again, like carrying a bride over the threshold. I told you it was the Princess Carrie, and stomps her way upstairs. It's so quiet. Empty. Reese tucks in to scoop Graves' sweet old cat Dracula, and is just as quickly gone. And then it's just us.
Car alarm?
I guess so. Something's been going on outside.
There's so much going on.
For that matter, there's been a couple movies shooting in the area, but not in my area.
It doesn't feel real. Maybe it's not? Maybe I'm asleep.
She ruffles my hair and her face softens. Get some rest. See? Mog voiced that one.
But that's my line.
Well, you better read it faster than Mog does then. She puts her arm around me and I nestle against her. I'm out. I wander in and out of sleep, but the slow rise and fall of Mason's breathing lulls me back each time. Maybe I can sleep through this. Everyone else can take care of it, and then we can all get back to work. And while I'm at it, why not get ambitious? Maybe everything really is a dream. Like cats and witches, magic, Avery getting a girlfriend. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yes, cats. Cats are ridiculous.
Crash! A car crash. Or a large window shattered with a metal bat? It sounds like that. Sleep is ripped from me, and I shoot up from the couch with a scream. I see Mason standing before me as if shielding me. Broken glass is everywhere. And there, balancing on the shattered window frame with a rusty bat in hand, is Knocked.
Knew you squatters were here.
We're not squatting if you don't own it. Sucker!
Yeah, we own it! It was the
Damnedest.
thing, let me tell you. Here I am, trying to enter my cafe. And do you know what I found? A bunch of wards. You believe that? Why'd the box go away? On my territory.
It's our territory. I can't think. I don't get this. How did he get up here? How is he balancing like that?
Magic
What am I
jump?
supposed to do?
Force jump? He force jumps. Of course, I should have thought of that. Of course Graves would give my property away.
Hell.
Wouldn't he? Ain't like he plays fair. So I say to myself, I bet he didn't arm his floor. Classic mistake, yeah? And wouldn't you know it, he ain't got him up here. Lucky he didn't get robbed, bless his heart.
Step in. Go on. Dare ya.
Calm yourself, Missy. I'm talking basic security. Stuff that discourages your regular crooks and what have yous. Turns out he only forgot to ward his windows. I gotta stay right here, and it's a
Damn.
shame that could get glass all up in my boots.
Why does this matter? And why does he keep talking to us? His words lap at my ears like dark, soothing waves. Almost like they're trying to slip in. The air tastes like metal.
What do you want? Leave us alone. You already said you can't get in. Just give up and leave.
Punch him again! If he falls from the third floor, it's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Unless he has a way to stop the impacts. No can do. See, I got my mind set on taking him for all he's worth. And once I'm all set, well, I ain't gonna spoil it for you. These wards are gonna get weaker and weaker. But I ain't. One day, I'm gonna push on them and then
He snaps his fingers.
poof. So, let's negotiate. How about you give up and give me the building?
I wish I had something to throw at him. I've never been angrier at Graves for keeping such a clean apartment. I can't make any magic like this. Gotta think fast. I can't beat this guy with skill alone. I'll have to get crafty. I grab Mason's sleeve. When she looks at me, I lean in and murmur in her ear.
Mason, I need trash.
What?
For my magic. My magic only works on trash.
Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. What? My brain's going in overdrive. I feel the wheels turning, but I need more time to figure something out. If only I had a distraction.
Just stall for me for a bit, okay? I gotta come up with something.
Yeah, alright. Mason's got one mode of distraction, and it's intimidation. She walks up to Knox and gives him a solid push to the chest. He must be magically glued to the window still, because he doesn't budge. She leans in closer, close enough he has to feel her breath, and smiles. You. See, this is a great smile.
That's a sneer of death.
You know, if he's magically glued to the window, I guess he won't fall out the third floor window. She'll just absolutely break his jaw because he can't go backwards, so all of the impact stays.
Watch, it's only his boots, so his boots stay and he just falls off now.
You. Meet me out front. We'll settle this. No magic, no weapons, no nonsense. Just you, me, and our fists.
You ain't got a clue, do you? I'm not here for fun.
Yeah, you are. Look at that grin. You're out hunting. I know the type. Just another thug looking for a thrill.
Yeah, she's right. You're a two-bit punk, picking on baby witches you know will put up a fight.
That's good, Mason. Stall some more.
Don't waste your time. I've got a real long temper. But I got no problem with honoring last requests. Meet me out front, Missy. And you better scoot with her, kitten. Wouldn't want you plotting anything while I'm gone, Yeah. Whatever.
Mason cracks her knuckles, then her neck. She gives me a wave and disappears back downstairs. Noct is staring at me, waiting. I don't want to be up here by myself with him, but I need to do something first. I duck into the kitchen and grab the bag from the recycling bin. I'll worry about what's in here later, but for now I gotta go.
Forget something? Just taking out the trash? Quit your stalling unless you want to lose the chance to say your goodbyes.
I scurry for the door. Got the bag of recycling over my shoulder when I bust through the front door.
Ah, yes, we're gonna die. Let's take out the trash.
Everyone else is still in there and they crowd around the door as I head out. I'm surprised to say it, but Noct is true to his word. He leaves his bat at Graves' feet. What a jerk. Reese looks ready to go out and punch Noct himself, but Landry restrains him. Landry's right. I wouldn't want to get between those two. They circle each other, snarling like dogs, goading each other.
Sorry, there's no southern dog.
Mason's the first to strike. She lunges at Noct faster than I've ever moved in my life.
That's not hard.
She only barely misses knocking him out again. I think he took a hit, but he's pretty quick and his back's to me. It's hard to see what's happening. It's all a mess of fists and fury. He swings, but Mason is faster and good at dodging. I think Noct might tire himself out and make this easier on her. I wonder if that's her plan. You're not very good at this.
I'm just a little rusty.
Ugh! This guy!
It's a pretty good pun.
That's a terrible one.
I love it.
That's all the opening Mason needs. She decks him in the jaw so hard, I'm not sure he has teeth anymore. It hurts to look at. But he doesn't move. He looks down and grins. He's not hurt. Not even a little. Mason is. She doubles over, clutching her wrist.
Mason!
What did he do? Does he have a steel jaw? Is he hiding something? I rush to her side, but her head whips up as she stares me down. I stop. Don't touch me. Before I can ask why, she opens her hand. Her other hand is frozen in a fist. More accurately, it's rusted shut.
You said no magic! I lied.
If I don't do something quick, then we'll have 2 rust statues in the front of yard of the cafe. 3, probably, because they'll come for me next. I can't let that happen. I can't let Mason get hurt like this. I reach into the recycling bag. Here goes nothing.
If you're gonna use magic, so can I.
I pull out a plastic jug and use my magic to wrap it around my hands. I harden it into something more substantial, something sharper. I try my best to at least make it look a little cool. I don't know if they make full-arm brass knuckles. I think I just made this up. If they did, they sure as hell wouldn't make them out of recycled plastic, because they'd be brass.
Good job, Avery.
But hell, I don't have any better ideas.
Let's go.
I've never been in a fight in my life. Well, unless you count that time in 4th grade. But now's not the time for semantics. I'm counting this one as my actual first.
Plastic. Magic ain't plumbing, kid. It don't work that way. Rayo should have taught you that.
You don't think in fights, right? You just go on guts and instinct, right?
No!
I hope to anything listening that I am right and I throw a punch. Avery is incredibly stupid part 2.
What was that? Oh, you're too much.
He just walks by me, chuckling. Straight over to Graves and to his bat. He picks it up and points in the distance like he's calling a home run.
I gotta do something before this kills me. Too cute. Let's end this, yeah?
Swings the bat softly like he's playing t-ball instead of hardball. All I can think to do is hold up my pathetic plastic bracers and hope it blocks both the hit and the magic. It actually does. I kick his shin, but I'd have better results kicking a rusted wall. This is pointless. What am I even doing? He raises his bat again, but Mason catches it. Don't you dare touch them.
Hey, her hand's not rusted. It's on fire. Mason, no! We make that rust spread.
I lunge to pull her back, but it's like moving a statue, except she's not statuizing. She just is a statue to begin with, I guess. I look up and she's not rusted at all. She's fire. A blue flame glows around her hands like a simmering stovetop. Rust crackles away from the metal bat. You know how you loosen a rusty bolt? Holy crap! Are her fingers digging into the metal? And how is she moving her hand? Apply heat. I can see Noct straining to wrench the bat free. She's got him! Wait, he could just let go of it and rust her with his hands again, couldn't he? I can't let that happen. I tear the stupid plastic gauntlet off my hand and melt it into a sticky mess. Then, here goes nothing. I throw myself at Noct and loop the plastic between his wrists and the bat.
Try dropping it now, scum bucket.
Noct struggles to free himself, but Landry and Reese join us, glowing gloves equipped to hold him in place. Mason
Hey,
wrenches.
use them!
Huh?
Finally!
Mason wrenches her hands away. The rusty bat snaps like a rotten tree trunk.
Your move, buddy. Or wait, can't move at all, can you? Better turn Graves back and promise to leave us alone, or Mason's gonna melt the rest of you. Is that murder?
Noct doesn't answer. He stares behind us with an expression so fierce I worry that it might also melt metal. It's quite all right, Avery. I whirl around. Rust falls from Graves in grotesque, crackling flakes. Noct, leave here and do not return, or else my coven and I will make certain your next destination is somewhere whence you truly cannot return.
Before that, humor me, will ya? Do you think raising a scrappy little army is gonna save you? Cute idea. Good in theory. But I know what you are, Graves. Can't say I know when, but I know you're gonna stop faking it. You're gonna slip. And that's when you'll find me instead. Just go already. So pushy, kitten. I see why you both get on so well. Now, if you'll let me go, I'll be on my way.
Landry, Reese, and Mason stare at me expectantly. What am I supposed to do? I look to Graves. Let him go. The rust largely came from the bat. He won't be able to make any more for a while. Landry and Reese let go. But like hell I'm gonna undo the plastic. He can figure that out himself. Oh, he just snaps it in half with brute force. He blows us a kiss as he walks backwards. It might be a trick of the eyes, but it looks like he's sinking. With each step, he falls further into the asphalt, like he's walking into the ocean. It parts for him like water as he walks.
Interesting.
Then he's submerged. Gone. We all exhale like the air just returned to the world. Reese runs to Graves. I run to Mason.
Mason! Mason, oh my god, did that rusty jerk hurt you? How's your hand?
I'm fine. See? Nothing even left. I gave the cafe back to Graves, of course. I don't want to be responsible for that, even on a non-magical level. I'm no manager. He's been helpful around the place now, though he's still in and out as much as always. He seems more relaxed, though, you know? Like he's got less on his mind. I thought Mason would go work for Grandpa, but she's still here. Said they'd drive each other up the wall if they worked together.
Fair.
She also said this place would fall apart without her.
Also true!
Yes, because no one else is capable of cooking, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, what number employee was she?
Probably like 2 or 3.
Like, we know Reese would have been the first one, but...
Probably like 2 or 3.
If it wasn't Landry next, it was her.
Yeah, probably.
She is not wrong.
Well, Hayes and Finley aren't that...
Hayes said he started about 2 months before Avery did. Something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't long before Finley. Or Avery.
Yeah. Finley was long enough to...
Get the
like,
jelly donut, but...
Yeah, and like, Avery has been following Jelly Donut for a while. So Finley had to be here for a while.
But a while could be like a year.
Yeah. But like, that's still decently long.
That's true.
From the sounds of it, it had been like Mason dropped out of school, ran away, was a delinquent for a while.
Yeah.
And then got the job here.
Yeah. That is the timeline, yes.
And has been here ever since. But it
Yes.
sounded like she ran away like years
while
ago.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to judge exactly. But if she dropped out of school, she currently looks... Well, it's kind of hard to judge. But I want to say she looks like she's like 20 or something.
I don't know.
I do what I can to help now. She's such a good teacher that I've actually gotten good at baking. I've got to say, my strawberry shortcake is amazing. Her grandpa's a big help too. He's here for lunch every day and he always gives his opinion. He's a real gruff about it, of course, but that just makes the rare compliments shine even more. It pushes me to improve.
AKA get good.
I hate getting up so early, but it's otherwise a lot of fun working in the kitchen. Mason says I should become a real patissier. I'm kind of thinking about it. What do you think? Pretty good turnaround from being a lump on my aunt's couch, don't you think?
Nope.
But do you remember to feed Mochi on a regular basis?
Nope. But that was interesting. The little knock conversation at the end.
Yep.
Huh.
More than we've gotten in a while.
More than he's ever really said.
Yeah, kind of. Actually.
Like, that was more info than he's probably ever really gave. I don't think in any of the other routes we know anything. Like, Reese was the only other one where we got information, and that was because...
Yeah.
He knew Reese and his dad.
Yeah.
But... Huh.
I'm interested to see what Landry's will reveal.
If anything. Watch, there's, like, nothing.
Possible.
It's possible.
I'm like, okay.
Graves is going to give us the most and tie everything
Well,
together.
no shit.
obviously.
But like,
That-
okay.
That's what
So
I-
Finley's, we learned that... Was he the other member of the band? Because he like recognized the
Yes.
lyrics and everything. Yeah.
I think it's assumed he's the... I don't know if they strictly said it, but like he knew the song.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was probably a
I
member
think
of the
they
band.
said that he was. I don't remember. Anyway.
It's been a while, but yeah, I think he was another member of the band.
And then...
Reese, we got that he knew his dad.
Yes. Reese, we learned more about magic and graves, not much
Yes.
about, like, Noct.
Yeah.
Did we learn anything in Hayes's? We just know that he recognizes that Hayes is bad at poetry, but does not, as a character flaw, seems to not realize that it doesn't care whether the poetry is good or not. It's still powerful.
Yeah. I don't think we learned anything.
We learned that the writers don't know how to make Hayes learn to stand up for himself.
And this, we got more in a little bit more about him against Graves.
A bit.
Like a tiny little like drip of it.
Yeah.
And he apparently Graves is gonna slip up some of these days. Huh.
Is what he's saying.
That's what he
But
said.
I mean, what the more interesting thing was him saying, like, you're gonna get tired of faking it and you're gonna slip up.
Yeah.
What is Graves faking?
Huh. Well, when we're done Legend Route, maybe we'll find out.
Maybe. No, I don't think that they would give us connected information between the basic ones, honestly. I think they're giving us little slivers at a time. And then Graves is where it'll all connect.
Yeah, that's what, after Graves, after Landry, we get the Graves, and we'll find out.
Yes. But first we have to go through Graves in order to find out.
Yeah. getting slightly interesting. Just slightly.
Are you not interested in this game?
No, I am.
Are you just suffering week after week?
I was trying to think of a game that'd be like, no, I'm suffering if we played this.
We already played that game. It was the KFC game.
I was going to say Nameless, but...
That too. I think the KFC game was... I don't know. Which one did you hate more?
I don't know. Because...
Also, what's next on our list after House of Cat?
I don't think we know. I don't think we've decided.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, people. Bye.
Bye. Excuse me.